Because I think, well, okay. The original reason is because I think that it becomes really easy for folks to fall out of their own routine. So you're at home, everyone's comfortable. You have your certain gym that you go to. Same here. And when you're on vacation, or even if it's work related, you tend to kind of have this a la vie kind of how do I want to say this? You have this holiday sort of mentality when you're away from home, and I think that because I travel so often for work, it wasn't healthy for me to have that perspective. So I wanted to show people that it's important to kind of keep those routines up. You don't have to be you don't have to be so kind of like rigid with it, but it is kind of good to keep up with those healthy habits and try to pursue those.
Awesome. So now we got to talk about your very first collaboration, Caffeine
Okay.
Man in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yes,
So
sir.
how did that collaboration come about, and sorry to backtrack on this, who is the Caffeine Man, and what were the lessons that you learned from him that you're going to take with you as you continue this next chapter of vlogging?
So Caffeine Man, I came across his video. I was looking for various pre-workout drinks, and I had typed in Bang Energy because it was something that I had heard, and I was kind of a Monster fan at the time, and I fell in love with kind of some of his videos, and I noticed that he was kind of fastly growing on YouTube. And so much like I did with you, I reached out to him, and I just said, I introduced myself and told him that I was interested in kind of what he was out there promoting, and ultimately he informs everyone on caffeine and everything caffeine related. So it's not just energy drinks; it's anything from bars to soaps to shaving creams that have caffeine in it. Anything you can think of underneath the sun, he informs you on caffeine related products. So, but I happened to be in his city for a work event, so it just so happened that he was willing to collab with me, and he was coming up on his first year of being on YouTube. So I felt like, a lot of his subscribers, he's up to like almost 16,000 subscribers at this point, and I felt like a lot of his subscribers would love to know a little bit more about himself. So I went ahead and initiated that collab. But I learned a lot from Caffeine Man in the early. He spent a lot of time with me and trying to help me with my channel as far as just kind of like helping a young pup out. And so I learned that one of the most informative things that I learned from him was the fact that paying attention to everybody that's leaving you comments. It's so important on all of our on each of our videos that people are engaging, but you want to make sure you're engaging back with them. So I felt like that was huge and critical, and not that I wasn't doing it before, but I certainly take exception to it, and I want to make sure that I'm reaching out to everyone that's taken the time to reach out to me. So that was one of the main things I took from him, as well as his work ethic. He's got a very hard and impressive work ethic, as it attributes to his YouTube channel. And I wanted to make sure that no matter what type of video I'm putting out there, I wanted to always provide some sort of value.
Awesome. Now, there was a video or two of them that I was like saying WTH. And then why the heck did you decide to take on a 10,000 calorie challenge by yourself one time and then with your friend Sean the other time? Because I'm like, that is of all the things that I could that's probably for anybody that's like health or like we're addicted to any kind of food, that is the worst idea possible.
Yes. Well, to be completely open and honest with you, as well as your viewers, I noticed that those videos tend to get a lot of views, and I probably should have prefaced them when prior to doing them, is that I'm out there trying to promote my stuff and get more eyes on my channel. But I really, I've always kind of been a competitive person. So if I'm presented with someone or someone's presenting me with a challenge, I'm always up for it. So I attempted it back in September. I think that's when you and I were first kind of collabing on Instagram at the time, and I couldn't do it. I got to like 7,500 calories, and it just was proved to be too much. And I think I was fasting at the time leading up to it, so my stomach was, shrunk, and so I was unable to complete the challenge. So I told everybody, hey, give me some time. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to give this another go. And that's where I kind of pulled in the reinforcements with my buddy Sean and was able to kind of to tackle it the second time I tried it. But and then I think there's another food video out there that someone wrote in to have me try the chip challenge, the hot chip challenge. So, I'm always looking for ways to kind of break up the monotony of my channel, as well as to kind of keep things fun for people and just to add a different element to live forward.
Awesome. Now, the thing is, I want to talk to you, but I want to continue with the 10K because I was like looking at the foods, like you could almost a full box of Krispy Kreme, and then Pizza Lovers for Marco's, and then Daylight Donuts, which, by the way, Daylight Donuts is a Kansas brand. I'm originally from home state Kansas, but I haven't tried them. I'm more of a Lamar's guy.
Okay.
But I noticed, like, what was the difference between, like, the quality between a Krispy Kreme versus a Daylight?
Well, they were completely different in the sense that one was the glazed donut from Krispy Kreme. That was the first time I attempted it. Those were great as long as they were fresh off the press, and they were delicious. But if they started to harden at all, it was like eating pure grease. It was just kind of weird. Just the texture of it was just off. Now, as far as the Daylight, they tasted great, but it was a cake donut. And part of the reason why we went with cake and we went with blueberry was the fact that they had so many calories. I think the Krispy Kreme donuts had 110 calories per donut, and then the blueberry donuts had 350 calories per donut. So that was kind of my mentality there. But as far as taste is concerned, I would go Daylight every day of the week.
I have to agree, because the thing is, I'd rather go with non-known brands than brands like for example, Dunkin' Coffee. I love Dunkin' Donuts, but however, I rather go to the roastery when I'm in Kansas City, or also
Right.
Gregory's, which is a local brand here. And same with when it comes to Zucker's Bagels, which is another bagel thing I love. But like the thing is I'm noticed that the difference with you and Sean was you actually incorporated a workout into yours.
We did, and I'm glad you pointed that out. That was huge for us because, everyone, even my brother, after seeing that the second time, he's like, I can do 10,000 calories, and you don't realize how much it is until you actually attempt it. Of course, we can all have a huge one meal, right? And then you tend to not eat the rest of the day because you had that huge Thanksgiving dinner. But when you have to have 3 to 4 huge dinners throughout that day just to get to your 10,000, it's just, you have this sick feeling, right? So you just feel bloated. You're at the brink the whole day. The thing that with the working out, it kind of loosens everything up, and then you're able to kind of clear out some space there for you in your stomach. So the workout was critical for us, and it really helped me out. So
it would have been interesting because you also did the 12 Days of Christmas CrossFit workout, which is probably the most nightmarish, along with the Memorial Day CrossFit. I've done CrossFit for a couple of years, but like it would have been interesting if you did 12 days after 12 days.
You mean like after, like during it, or
like
or right
after you completed the workout? Because I think because you lost like so much calorie intake, I think it might be a little more easier.
Yeah, that's probably true. But the thing is with that workout, Well, I mean, you certainly have to be well fed before you do that one. But that workout is like an hour and a half if you're doing hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes if you're doing it right. It's a long workout.
Almost 2 hours if you're me, because believe me, when I did it years ago, it drove me insane.
It's intense though. I enjoy it. It's something that I'll probably look to maybe continue to do it on a yearly basis every around Christmas time to kind of to help inspire and motivate people because it's just something fun to do and not something that I look to do on a on a regular basis. But once a year I think is keeps it pretty fun and fresh.
Alrighty, so let's talk about social media presence. Besides, we just spoke about Instagram. Now, what have you thought about doing TikTok or like Facebook or like Twitter? Because
I'm on Twitter. I never get on it though. I'm on Facebook. I really would in 2020 like to tackle the TikTok thing. I think that's a lot of people are going towards that. I don't, I don't know much about it besides the fact that you're making small videos. And the thing is that I just don't have a ton of time to kind of put to extra things because, half my week's dedicated to either editing or I'm developing a new script for the following weekend, right? And so then I'm filming on the weekends and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm usually in my house editing. So, extra time is really kind of hard pressed for me, but I do hope to kind of to tackle this TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
I'm not actually, and the reason why is I'm more of a you know me. Words are a little more powerful for me. Words are powerful. Yeah, I'm a more powerful wordsmith than I am a video person.
Right. Now, I do want to ask, in what's if you had any experience with IGTV, which I think is kind of a branch of Instagram. I know I had someone approach me the other day asking me why I hadn't put my videos on IGTV, and I didn't really have a good enough response for them. So I'm kind of curious if you've had any experience there and if you think I should do that.
I think, in all honesty, I think you should definitely do that because you have a longer format. Okay. If I do, one of the things in order for me to prep for this podcast before starting the Jake's Take Podcast brand, I did the Instagram Live, and guys, that's how I first met Trenton. Trenton and I did an Instagram Live, and it was so successful, so I can be able to prep myself for the Jake's Take brand. So I think if you have a video, like a 5-minute clip or something like that, like maybe of like eating, or also from from the CrossFit 12, or from the Christmas, or from the 12 Days of Christmas workout, I think that'd be perfect for IGTV.
So you're saying condense it into a smaller clip?
No, not condense it, but like if you have clips that you can use.
Oh, okay.
It feels like if they have like clips, like for example, if it's like a red carpet for a celebrity, that would work for them. Or if it's like a baby announcement, or like a surprise baby announcement, or a surprise or engagement, then I would do it as well.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so that is definitely that would definitely be something that I would highly recommend.
Okay, all right, I will definitely look into that. And then, so you're not going to look into the whole TikTok thing and see if you can't develop more followers from that, or I just don't know if that's something I should look into. What's your thoughts there? I know that you're more of a wordsmith and all of that, but I'm just looking at it from a marketing standpoint.
I need to have someone to guide me if I was going to do TikTok. I would add that, because the thing is, TikTok is like the Wild West. It's basically Sirius and Sirius XM during the 2000s, and then when Instagram and Snapchat popped up.
Right.
It basically is going through in the last decade.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
All right, so who are your dream collaborators, and why would love to work on a project with them?
To be honest with you, I haven't put much thought to this question. I should have. There is a guy named David Marinas. He has a channel called How to Beast, and that was another kind of inspirer of mine, and I'd love to collab with him. And I think that he has a channel that's kind of, all about being out